So family member B might be saying like, "Oh, they're so great. They're so lovely." And you're
Right.
like,
Yeah, because family member B could be wrong in
doesn't
both
know. Yeah.
directions.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
potential to become codependent. Imagine.
But you say it's good, but you don't think it's a requirement then?
I don't think it's a requirement, like a prerequisite.
Okay. I think I might feel different with you, but okay.
Get real comfortable here.
Now it's getting to good. Folks still now, so we might as well, you know how long it takes to get that process done. So we got boss lady sitting over here staring at you. We got him saying over there, I'm not going to say his name because then he'll get up if I do.
Yeah.
And so we're here again talking about more shift stuff.
Yes.
And, you're Prepare and Enrich certified. I am now Prepare and Enrich certified. So we have that history behind it as well.
Yes.
And then the other shift work groups and the relationship therapy that you've done for years and stuff that I've done for years. So if you need the resume, I guess people can go look back for that. But I kind of just want to jump into conversations because I know you want to get done. So you have it over there. If you want to pass me the bowl, I can read a question this time because you've been reading them because I didn't put in my contacts the last few times. Did you add any questions? You said you were going to add questions.
No, because I'm going to send out a request for questions.
For more questions.
Yes.
So some of these questions are developed off of what we already had. Some of these we plucked off a line. Some of these are, but a lot of them are from previous groups that we had. So how do I find somebody if I feel like I'm without community?
How do I find somebody if I feel like I'm without community?
Yeah.
I feel like the short of that answer is, how do you find community? I think it's probably the question that comes before that.
So how do you find community then?
Assessing your interests and finding those spaces and places to be plugged in the community.
I mean, that sounds great, but we're in this world where people we're in this world where it's easy to say, but people still feel like they don't have community. So like, what are the steps? What is the technical process? Because I know it sounds great to say go out and find people, but you've dealt with a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people where even getting on the phone and making a telephone call or doing something outside of being online feels like it's harder to do than it is in real life.
Yeah, it feels like it's hard to do. There are lots of places that you can find to be plugged in locally for people of any age group, really. Here, where we're at in Atlanta, there are all kinds of groups to hang out with after work or interests.
Yeah.
There are like Atlanta Girl Gang if you're a female.
What's that one?
What do you mean, what's that one?
What's that one? What is Atlanta? I haven't heard of it. What's Atlanta Girl Gang? Like, what do they do?
They organize activities.
Oh, okay.
And then whoever wants to come can come to the activity.
Okay, so it's just
a bunch of like women hanging out. Yeah.
Okay.
Just women hanging out around
I didn't know if it was like roller derby or what,
I mean, if they want to go to roller derby, there's that.
I just say no.
If you're roller derby in Atlanta, let us know. We'll show up.
Right. So, but here's I guess another layer to that, because is having that community of your own a necessity for finding another person or finding a partner that you feel like is for you?
Is it a necessity? I wouldn't say that it's a necessity, but I would say it's good to be an individual that has other things of your own, other interests, other activities, other people to hang out with. Otherwise, there's potential to become codependent, I would imagine.
But you say it's good, but you don't think it's a requirement then?
I don't think it's a requirement, like a prerequisite.
Okay. I think I might feel different with you, but okay.
Okay, let's hear your side.
I'm thinking about this as I talk about it because I do feel as though you have to have some place that you feel is your spot. And you do want to have something that you can go to and be at and enjoy that's somewhat outside of your relationship. So that it's not always, you're not always putting the pressure of having a good time or having fun or what to do this Friday or Saturday. You're not always putting that on the relationship itself. Even if it is just a couple of friends that every once a quarter you go hang out with, at least you have that once a quarter. You can be like, oh, I'm going to hang out with the fellas or I'm going to hang out with the ladies this quarter. because putting all that pressure on a relationship, especially at the beginning, is way too much pressure to put on a relationship. At least when you're 5, 6 years, 7 years in, you know if you like each other at that
You're
point.
always available if you have
Right. That too.
Available.
That too. You're overly available. Like somebody should call you and be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm busy. Should be the answer. Like it should be. Because if you're not doing anything, then here's what I'm worried about. If you're not doing anything and you're never busy and we've just started out dating, then I know or at least I feel like for the rest of that dating period, you will always be looking towards me for the activity.
I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Yeah.
But I have also seen it where people join some of these things just to try to find someone. And then when they find someone...
try to find a partner, you mean by someone?
Yeah.
Okay,
try to find a partner. And then when they find someone that they're interested in, they drop all that stuff and they don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
They never want to...
See, and that's why I think it's like two different lines, though. It's not community should be where you find a partner. Community can be where you find a partner. That's like people saying, go to church to find you somebody. If you're only going to church to find somebody and you ain't found Jesus, you're at church for the wrong reason. So the community can be part of it, but the community should not be the source. Have to be the source.
Or the sole reason to participate in community.
Yeah.
To find someone.
So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
I think it's good to have those things. I'm not denying that it's not a good idea to have other interests.
Yeah.
The idea of like, is it a hardcore prerequisite? But maybe for you it is. Maybe for you to find someone, you'd say like, I want someone who has a life outside of me.
Yeah.
I want someone who has their own interests and hobbies and things that they pursue.
Do you define community the same way as those things, hobbies and interests and things that you just said?
Well, community, I think by its very nature is people.
Yeah.
So there are lots of hobbies and things that you can do that are solo hobbies. True.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But, I don't know if it's a requirement of people or if it's just a requirement of things. Requirement of hobbies is what I mean by things, a requirement of activities. Because community is people. But I do think it's a necessity not to have to depend on that new partner to be the source of all your entertainment and the source of all your free time and the source of what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm hanging with you. Oh,
what do you want to do?
I got a work conference.
I think it's good to have those things. Is it a like absolute, like you have to have this in order to find someone? So I feel like we're talking about two different things. Is it absolutely like you have to have this before you find someone? That's a no.
No.
Is it good to have those things outside of a partner? Yeah, it is good to have a life outside of, your romantic partner.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about community or even hobby for that matter is it also doesn't mean this is the hobby you do for the rest of your life either.
Oh, heavens no. You know me.
You have a new hobby every other week. I'm just waiting for you to finally get that welding machine, and I'm just going to see you up in the back, some pieces of steel. Like, I'm just waiting for it. And I'm going to video it, too, when it happens. I'm just going to be out there filming like, yeah, that's my baby.
I have an oxygen tank already.
I know you do. I'm just waiting for it to happen. You're just holding out. You just haven't gotten all the equipment in place. You just got to get done with these next 2 or 3. These next 2 or 3 hobbies got to get out the way. Then you're going straight at it. Then I bring you some. But yeah, maybe it's happening. I know. I'm just waiting for it to happen. I'm just waiting for it to happen.
Don't be hatey.
I'm not being hate. What are you talking about hate? I'm the one who wanted to film and be like, yeah, that's my baby. She out there welding. She just doing what she does.
Your friends already think it's where I do our lawn.
I love it because I hate doing the lawn. I'll do those shrubs, but I hate doing the lawn.
So our consensus was it's good to have community.
It's good to have community.
To have a life outside of your romantic partner.
You have to have a life outside of your romantic partner. Actually, if I had my druthers, for example, when it comes to travel and vacations and stuff, I would love if we were able to do we take a trip together, then you take a trip somewhere you want to go with you and your friends, and then I take a trip somewhere I want to go with me and my friends, and then we take a trip with the kids. But that would be 5 vacations a year. But I still like the concept of the idea that you go somewhere with your friends, I go somewhere with mine, because it allows not only that chance of getting away from each other, but it allows experiences away from each other. It allows growth and evolution away from each other, because then we're not talking about the same stories and the same things nonstop. And we've had something to go and bring back and be excited about and bring that excitement back into the relationship. So,
yeah. It also provides other outside perspectives and influences and helps to make like a person well-rounded, I think.
I would agree.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
What you got?
This is a skinny one.
Skinny one.
I feel like we already answered this. Should you stop chasing dates?
Oh, did that one make it back in there somehow?
Yeah.
Toss that one. We answered that one on another episode. We'll let y'all find that, because I don't remember which one it was in.
I don't remember.
3 or 4, probably. 1 or 2. Ting ting.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
To what level does my family's opinion of my partner matter?
Ooh.
I answered the last one first, so it's yours.
Did you?
I did.
Dang, that sucks. I was so gonna let you answer that one first. Ooh. That was variable. I think it's almost only to the extent. I want to say like only to the extent that your family knows you. Like there's the you that family knows, and then there's like an internal you. And for some people that's the same. Their family really knows who they are internally and who they are as a person. Then there are the other people who are like, yeah, my family just doesn't get me. And I think for those, so if your family gets you about 10%, their input is about 10%. If they really, really know your inner workings and the inner you, maybe it's 80, 85%. But I think overall that final decision, whatever it is, has to be you, because you're the person who has to live with them. You're the person who has to deal with them. You're the person who should be going through the struggles and the successes and the dreams deferred and all that stuff with that person. And your family, from the outside view, should always be an outside view. Like it's your relationship and your marriage and your commitment.
Right.
So you have to own that space. It can't be, my sister really loves you, therefore I should be with you. Or my father says you're a great catcher. My mother says you're one of a kind, so I should be with you. It's variable, but it's never 100. I don't even know. I said 85%. I don't even know if it necessarily goes that high.
What if it's my dad and my sister don't really like him or her or them?
It's the same. That's why you leave the other half of it where it doesn't matter. That's why you leave the other half of where it doesn't matter. Because let's say they have an impression of you but don't really know you. Because sometimes you have that situation where it's, I don't like him, but I've never talked to him for longer than 30 minutes. Or he was really nervous that first time he came in, so he just said everything wrong. Yeah. Did everything wrong. Well, the first impression is already there at that point. So now you're fighting a losing battle trying to get rid of that first impression when you've already said a bad one, even though you might be someone who's great. Maybe they went out, they saw her at the club or something, and they were like, uh-oh, she's hanging out at the club. She is not the one for you. So, I mean, there are different times where the input is great and the input is needed and the input is necessary, especially for the blind spots we all have. But the person you want to be looking out for your blind spot needs to be the person who's in the cockpit flying with you. They're in the car with you. Like they're always there. And that's not always family.
Do you think it depends why they like or dislike someone?
The depends always matters. Depends always matters. I mean, for you, what would that be? Would that scenario be? Do you think it depends?
Why they like or dislike a person?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, I think it depends why they like or dislike. I think it also depends on like your personal history,
Mm-hmm.
with relationships with your intimate partner relationships as well as like some of the other family members, because depending if someone was in a toxic or abusive relationship,
Yeah.
or maybe you grew up with a parent or parental figure that was, had poor mental health,
Right. Right.
and maybe was abusive or some trauma, something like that you experienced. And someone says they interact with you like this person in our lives that was unwell.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I see similar traits, or I see these similar traits coming out in you
Mm.
when you're around them. Like the idea of like, you know, having poor boundaries,
Yeah.
experiencing some fear, maybe not being treated like with the most respect.
So in your scenario, for example, you're using, let's say, family member A is looking at how you dealt with family member B, and then family member A is saying you with this person
It's
act like when you're
similar
dealing with
to,
family member B.
yeah.
Okay. So family member A
Yes.
over here is the one who's has the opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is the difference for example, so are we in this assumption or this equation?
Yeah.
Is it that family member A over here is level-headed and family member B is not? Just level-headed from the broadest sense of the term and
Yeah. If we're saying your relationship with family member B
uh-huh.
was not a good relationship,
Yeah.
or maybe this was a parent that was abusive,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
parental figure that was abusive, and you say like, hey, I see some similar traits in this person that were present in family member B,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or the same way that they treat you or interact with you,
Okay.
or the way the two of you interact with each other.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Because when our norm is chaos or chaotic,
Mm-hmm.
then that's what feels comfortable to us.
To be back in that chaos.
I mean, you could
I know.
understand that.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. So how do your percentages, for example, family member A, I'm losing my A's and B's. Family member A is the level-headed one. How much input do they have, or how much does their input matter? And then family member B, let's say they have input also. So how much does their opinion matter? Based on family member A being level-headed and family member B being a person who creates chaos or has trauma.
Then I would think that family member A's opinion should hold more weight if you're closer with that person to have a healthier relationship than what B, especially if you've never like reconciled or worked through that trauma or that relationship or the impacts of that relationship.
Yeah.
Then family member B's opinion should matter more, or would automatically matter more if you're closer with that person. I don't want to say should or should not, but would automatically matter more. But maybe it also depends how family member B is approaching you.
So, okay, before we get to whether... Okay, yeah. So let's think about this. I want to think about this in numbers, right? Not in numbers, but I'm just wondering, scale-wise. Like, where is A versus B? As far as A's influence mattering as far as how they feel about your partner, and B, input about your partner. Because you said family member A should have, or may likely have, more input, right?
Well, more influence.
More influence. So is it like this? Is it a gap like this? Is it a gap like this? Is it?
I mean, I think it depends on what happened with you and B over there.
Let's just stay in a generic sense.
I think you can't do that. There's a
not?
vast array of things that would cause.
I mean, I understand that, but we already know this is trauma and not trauma. So wouldn't there be like a minimal number? Like if you have one that has,
I feel like that's so subjective. You cannot put a number on it.
I'm just thinking though, if you have one that's over here and hasn't created any trauma in your life, and you consider them level-headed, and then you have somebody who has created trauma in your life and causes chaos, then this person doesn't have 51% and that person has 50.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah. But so how close is the likelihood?
I feel like this is a moot argument.
I don't. I'm wondering.
What a number would you attach to it then?
I mean, I feel like it's at least a 10-point difference. You know?
I mean, okay then.
But we're talking about my number. We're talking about yours.
I'm not giving a number.
Trying to duck out on me.
I don't feel like there is a number.
Give me a span then. You can give me a span.
No, I don't feel like there is one.
Alligator.
Greater than, less
Greater
than.
than, less than, or equal to.
Yeah.
All right, then go back to where you said it depends on how they approach you.
If they're approaching you and they're saying, hey, I have some concerns. Here's some concerns that I have. I've noticed these things and I just want to like ask you your thoughts on them. Are these things that you've noticed? Is this the norm for the two of you?
I hear you.
Or like, hey, you need to drop them.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I hear you.
You need to give them the keys to the curb and do it tonight.
Right. Yeah, that sounded way suburban.
It was the Gap Girls. I'm not a Gap girl.
I was going to say, I hear what you're saying. I'm just imagining, for real, if you have the person who causes trauma or causes chaos in your life, even if they came up,
even if it's just discomfort,
even if it's
discomfort.
But, that's that person that comes up to you and says, you know what? I see this in you. I really think, and if that person caused chaos in your life, I imagine every other person's very...
I'm not talking about that person doing it.
Oh, you're talking about A.
Yeah.
Level-headed A.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were saying it depends on how level-headed B approaches you.
No, I think that you probably don't have a lot...
B. Not level B.
Yeah. You probably don't have a lot of respect for...
That's what I was about to ask. That's what I was about to ask. Because I'd imagine they come up and say your first thought is like, whatever. Whatever, Larry. Didn't I just see you?
Donna.
Whatever, Donna. You just smoked a whole pack and a half in 5 minutes. I just saw you over here hacking. But anyway, so level-headed, so even though level-head A might have a higher level of input, it still depends on how they approach you.
I mean, I think it would depend on how they approach you and what your relationship or feelings are like with your partner or the person that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm thinking about that one because I'm like, is there a chance that level-headed person can, because they're level-headed, can pretty much almost on some level approach you, as long as it's not rude, almost approach you just any way they want to, because you have a certain level of respect and understanding with level-head family.
Yeah, I think it would depend on your relationship.
Now, if it's at the wrong time of day or something like that, then yeah.
Yeah. But I think it probably depends on your relationship, how you interact, what the norm is for the two of you.
Now, that being said, we still rewind to the top question, which is how much input does even level-headed A, family member A, have in your relationship? I mean, in you being with a partner. How much do they need to like that partner?
The degree to which you want to allow them.
I want to tell you to, poke you and tell you to come up with something a little more specific. But I said the same thing, so I can't.
Yeah. Go ahead, poke away, not going to happen.
I said the same thing, so I can't.
Yeah, not happening.
Yeah. No, I don't think at any point, though, that a family member should be the decision maker over who you're with and who you're not. Mm-hmm. Even when you're talking about bad scenario, trauma scenario, bad situation, ultimately the person in that relationship has to decide, right, I no longer should be here.
Right.
And that's the tough part with even dealing with those situations, because the person there needs to decide, I can't be here. I can't be in this tough relationship. And I think both of those, honestly, knowing where to go, who to go with, regardless of family opinion, yay or nay, is heavily based on knowing self and knowing confidence, and that thing that we generally tend to come back to, which is like you really have to understand and know who you are prior to.
Yeah. Also keep in mind that maybe when, like, to use us for an example,
Yeah.
when we're hanging out with family or friends, you present yourself one way.
Yeah.
But you're not really like that behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Like, oftentimes an abuser is not going to be aggressive
Yeah.
in front of someone's family.
Yeah.
They might be doting on them and nice and sweet as can be and, attentive to their needs.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that when we get in the car, that's going to continue.
Right. The door closes. They're in a different world.
Yeah. When you get in the car and the car door closes and it's like, I can't believe you said this to so-and-so, or
you embarrassed me.
Yeah.
You embarrassed me.
How dare you?
You made me look like a fool.
Right.
Yeah.
So family member B might be saying like, oh, they're so great. They're so lovely. And you're like,
yeah, because family member B could be wrong in both directions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it could be one of those situations family member B sees themselves and that person's like, ooh, I love them. They're just like me,
Yeah. They're so funny. They're so, congenial. They're great to have around.
Yes. Gracious.
And you're terrified.
Effervescent. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So to the extent you want to let them have. Okay.
Yeah.
I can get down with that. My same thought. So I guess that answers that question for today.
Do we have another one?
Oh, no. That's it for today. We got to leave some for next time.
Okay.
Or we leave some for the shift group whenever we do that next one. In January.
Yeah, January.
Yes, January. When in January?
Is the first full week of January?
The first full week, or was it after the holiday? Either way, we'll put the notes down there somewhere.
Or the 14th.
Yeah, I think it was in the
Whatever
teens.
that Wednesday was.
But that'll be the next one where we do. And what do we do in those? I'll let you describe it.
We talk about getting very clear on your values, getting clear on what it is that you want and need. We assess your dating patterns from the past. We talk about attachment styles.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. What am I
Red
missing?
flag, green flag, yellow flag, want and needs.
We laugh a lot.
We do laugh a lot. It is open to discuss. Why do women do this? Why do men do that?
Yeah.
We do cover profiles. We learn to love ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll see you at the next one.
Yep.
Or later on tonight.
Now we're getting real comfortable here.
Now it's getting to get good.